sub-bass stopped at 808. Also has a massive knob.
Yeah, we're live. Hello. Well done. Nice talk through the intro there, dude. Does anyone want that?
Yeah, right. So starting sub-bass, bro.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to STONXCAST episode 12.
Hello, everyone. I forgot that we were doing a live stream. Sorry. I'm James. I fucked up. I was shouting about knobs over the intro. I can't imagine that we'll even be able to edit that out.
No.
I don't even think. No, yeah.
We don't need to. It's fine.
We'll aim to do anything. So I'm James. This is Ollie. And if you'd like to say hello in a non-silent format.
I waved. Hello.
Yeah, we do. It's a multiple medium, mate. And we make drum and bass for a duo called Stonx, which we are. And we also have solo projects as Ashima and Scour Unknown. And we are attempting to launch a business in the middle of, or the start of, a great recession. And we want you guys to listen to how we're doing it. And we also want to show you some free plugins. That's basically the show. Pretty much.
We'll have a look at some of...
My producer, you looked like the emoticon you sent me there. You were just like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, man. We're looking at this week's news, see what the fuck is actually going on with this thing we call the music industry.
In the real world, I've cut off, mate. I can't do it. It's mental. Everyone's too stupid. Fuck it. I don't want it.
Yeah, I mean, it started off like stay indoors because it's safer, but now it's just stay indoors because it's easier.
Yeah, stay indoors. Yeah, I've not come out of lockdown. I've honestly not come out of lockdown. I go to the shop and get my supplies, and then I am here. And it's perfect.
I didn't really go into lockdown. Nothing changed in my life. Like...
Yeah, you went into lockdown just after college, which was like what, 2007 or 9. So no, it's I'm still.
I nearly died.
I've got better stuff to do in here.
Yeah, man. So we've got a few articles this week, some bits and bobs going on. We've got a load of fun stuff going on in the Stonx world. You've got some free VSTs and some new hardware.
Yeah.
I'm just choking myself, sorry.
But it's like a sponsorship deal, but it's not. My mate just lent it to me because he's the dog. Shout out to Dave Gravel. I love you dearly and have done for many, many years, and have thought about you in ways you wouldn't like. So thank you, the APC. Yeah, no, my friend lent me an APC, and I've got
just a little launch pad.
Look, this is like a trial run period for when we're sponsored, mate. Like, so I got this boy as well. I don't know what MK it is, but I got a launch pad as well, and I can mix that up with my Akai APC. I'm going to make all the tunes into the live tunes. I'm going to make them into the funky tunes and the flexible tunes to make for the people which you will watch online or when we are allowed to do things again.
Yes, getting ready for some live shows or potentially just live streams.
Live show thing.
We don't know.
So that should be good. And yeah, I've got some deals for you. I want to save you some money, so you can give it to me and him. Him first. Get rid of the beard, then me. I'm taking you through some stuff. What you do? Do you know I love it? I've got so much peace with it. Also, it's was that yesterday or is it today? It's Ollie's cat's birthday.
That's today.
That's
today. 7 years old today. Yeah.
It's also Father's Day out there. So if you're a good dad, happy Father's Day. If you're a shit deadbeat dad, fuck you.
I was going to say Happy Father's Day anyway.
That sounded like I had father issues there, and I don't actually. My dad's a good dad. But I was just saying, if you're a shit dad, fuck you.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So. I've just been chilling with my cat.
Sorry.
I was just saying I've been chilling. I've been being I find it a weird one when people say about pets and they call owners parents. I find that very strange. I was on the phone to my mum this morning and she was like, "Oh, it's like Father's Day because you got your little cat. You're like her little daddy." And I'm just like, no, that's really fucking bizarre.
Yeah, but you can't. People are pretty separated these days, aren't they, from stuff?
Reality. Anyway,
I'm not
so
coming at your mum now.
Yeah, so
running loose and never scripting this.
so we had nothing particularly fun this week. In front of the scenes, we're still riding out the release of Alien Hand Syndrome that came out last week.
Yeah, can someone go and listen to this fucking music, please?
Oh, I think it's been doing better on Spotify because we've been pushing Spotify.
Slave, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe there's metrics I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, because we weren't pushing the SoundCloud because fuck SoundCloud. So yeah, the Spotify metrics and stuff I think will be a bit better.
Yeah.
Awesome, fun reception we have got from the views that have been played. We got some plays on radio last week just before the release. But yeah, that's what we've been doing.
We've got radio plays. We've got the Riot EP is still doing reasonably well with plays from what I can see as well.
Yeah, that's pumping way better than this. I think everyone wants Dirty Halftime.
Start attracting organic followers again, which is quite nice. So we're clearly poking it out there somewhere.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
We might as well. I don't know. Do you want to announce it tomorrow? Should we announce the thing, the new release, or should we not? Should we fucking not?
Yeah, might as well, because I mean we've not, but everything's gone on behind.
Coming out.
Everything's been going on behind the scenes.
All of it. Yeah. So basically, I want to tell you a little bit of the story behind it because there's quite a fun story behind this one. So I don't know what the fuck is what is wrong with me, but I just run hot. Which is a very, very unfortunate thing to do in the middle of the fucking coronavirus. So, and it sort of snowballed into how I ended up leaving my day job just because I couldn't really attend. So I just started throwing a temperature at work, and it was like high, like towards 39. And so I got quarantined, sent home, given coronavirus tests eventually when we won the lottery of getting the home tests, because the only ones that were available were drive-through tests, and obviously neither me or my partner drive yet. Coronavirus is holding that one back for me as well. So, cheers, coronavirus. Thanks, COVID, and whatever we did to anger a god or whoever, just screw you guys. So I got banged up under quarantine, but I ended up on this like repeated loop of quarantine. Because every time I went back to work, they'd score me high on the temperature again. I'd ring 111 and they'd tell me to self-isolate again. So I ended up being locked in my flat without even being able to go to the shops for 3 weeks. I couldn't go outside.
And you're what, on like not even on sick pay, did you?
Yeah. Well, yeah. There was no. As per usual in this the age of late capitalism, there was no real assistance. So I was stuck inside for 3 weeks, pretty much out of work. So I ended up just finishing the job anyway because I couldn't keep going in with the temperature. Oh man! And then so I was looked up. I got a negative coronavirus test when I finally got the home test, and then went back into work, and they were like, "But what if you have coronavirus today?" And it was like, so I just got sent home again. So I just, I basically got locked out of a job, and now I do the musics on the computers for you guys.
Hey! So yeah, new EP.
During the time that I was completely quarantined, because I was feeling, well, to be honest, paranoid as fuck and really, really quite psychologically unwell from the entire ordeal of just like constantly being told you're sick when you're not.
Yeah.
Especially when you've had loads of things happen to you before, and your fucking health anxiety is all up the spout anyway. God damn it, the world really does put me in some fucking chokeholds. I don't want to say that was a bad turn of phrase. So any other move but that should be banned. But yeah, so it was an interesting experience to be locked down, and I ended up writing an EP during just to sort of fill the time and stop myself going a bit mad. What's the date? What day we doing?
3rd of July, isn't it? Friday the 3rd.
As is now confirmed in my head, kids. So my new EP, simply titled Lockdown EP, which I think is a lot more exciting than other stuff I've released. But that's kind of nice because people have started playing the old stuff that I released quite a lot now.
Yeah, Urban Rampage has been getting some traction, which is good.
Yeah, well, no, it's the first EP's got plays over, it's only over 100 and stuff. We're only little at the moment, but we're hoping to go from little to, we're sort of building it all up behind the bubble to sort of pop a bit, aren't they? That's kind of the strategy.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 3 or 4 releases I think we're sitting on at the moment.
Yeah.
So we just content is gonna keep coming out.
Yeah. The next Azimuth and Stonx release are going to hopefully establish us very, very firmly with live Soundclouds for them and stuff. And Ollie's next release will obviously be of the same quality that he always releases, which is fantastic. So,
cheers, man. Yeah, we're going for big.
Might be a good time for everyone. So my new EP, Lockdown.
So yeah, we've got a couple of weeks. Yeah.
I feel weird talking about it and having the alien wangs. If no one plays this track, honestly, if people don't come and start giving this some love, I'm going to rename the whole EP Alien Wang Syndrome. And at every 33 seconds, I'm just going to go Wang over the master and see if you like that better. And then send you a picture of my pose. How about that?
So, can you see the screen? Can you see the screen or not? Because I don't know if I'm sharing.
No, it's still on Alan Ham Symptoms.
Everyone else can see it.
Oh, right, that's fine.
But there it is.
I've never minded as long as I'm the only one suffering.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the new artwork for the new EP,
yeah,
which is I think it's really nice.
Ollie did a fantastic job. I'm going to pretend like I can see it. It's a fantastic sort of swirly, blurred, looks like a kind of virus.
Yeah, we were kind of going for like the virus locked inside.
The Captain America coronavirus conspiracy theory. You find out at the end of that trail that it was a picture of pasta. I don't know if you heard.
No.
This is quite. So there was this like hilarious conspiracy theory going around that there's a scene in one of the. I don't know the Avengers very well, so I'm sorry if I fuck this up. I've rarely seen one of their films, so not the ones they've directed. Obviously, I've seen all of those. So I've lost my train of thought. Can you put me back on, or are we going to crash?
Pasta, coronavirus pasta.
There's a scene in one of the Avengers films where basically there's a bottle of Corona on one side on a billboard in New York.
Oh yeah.
Big tangent. And there's another thing that looks like a virus, and obviously it says like coronavirus. And these guys did this like proper internet sleuthing and checked like Times Square from that time and stuff. And what it is it's an advert, and it shows the end of spaghetti, and it's just like just got some Italian next to it, and it's it's basically just spaghetti, and it's hilarious.
It's nothing to do with any of their conspiracy.
Anti-conspiracy I've seen in a while.
I love a good bit of debunking though.
But yeah, so the EP is a virus.
James, can you get closer to the mic? I can probably turn you up. Hold on.
Really?
There we go. Let me turn you up a bit.
That's strange. I haven't moved anything, and I'm speaking, I think, louder than usual.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how it is. I've turned it up now. It might be a bit better. Cool.
Why did we get a chat?
Yeah. It's Rich just popped in.
That's fine. It's like having a moderator. Cool.
So yeah, that was all bollocks then. It was just pasta, Corona pasta.
We crashed the announcement of my new release. Let's move on.
So this week we were doing that. Loads of new artwork. You finished the masters for that, which I'm just waiting for you to send to me. We've got another Stonx release in the works. We've been chatting to a few people behind the scenes as well.
That's fun. We've got some rumbles in the jungle.
And we got the video coming out. New video coming out tomorrow as well.
Yeah, you never know how much you want to tell.
Yeah.
But we've been talking to a lot of people. What I can paraphrase without giving too much is the way we're doing things has started to at least attract some kind of attention from some people that we think are talented anyway. So that's it's nice. There's people are chatting to each other. Anything that involves people just having pleasant conversations is nice.
Yeah, that's it. And that was another thing actually that I've not got a tab about, but we should probably talk about is our week's journey of luffs. The amount of luff conversations we had this week.
Oh, we can fill off some time on this. Yeah, we don't need to talk about anything else. This will be.
I'm trying to think where the I think I've got it in our.
Just Google luffs don't matter, honestly, and then you'll just find the right articles.
No, here we go. Here's what we'll talk about. This is fun.
All right, cool.
I'll bring it up here. So this was something that Rich told us about, and he's got the the plug-in version of this. But luffs is all to do with the loudness and the loudness war, and how streaming companies deal with different volumes, and getting everything to be of the same volume or of the same perceived loudness.
Normalization process.
Yeah, it's in the old days. If you think about radio, it was always just
normalization.
Yeah, if you think about radio though, they would always heavily compress signal to be able to throw it on the airwaves. Whereas that's not really the problem anymore. The actual delivery, we don't have to worry about the delivery system of it. We can deliver high quality or low quality audio. Like the internet doesn't make a difference, but it's all the different platforms now and how they deal with music and how many people with, I don't want to just say without any knowledge, but without any mastering backgrounds. There was a point when you made vinyl, whereas if you didn't master it properly, you physically couldn't press that track to vinyl unless you'd mastered it and summed it down to a certain bit depth and it's the summing process basically, isn't it?
I don't want to talk about this. I'm going to let you do it. You notice for the first time in this podcast.
It's the only way to shut you up. Start talking science, it'll shut you up. So yeah, now we've always talked about decibels. You were saying when you're mastering, it seems weird. You want it to be hitting 0 decibels. You want to get stuff as loud as possible. But nowadays, there's different units that we're using, and LUFS or LUFS or LKFS is what me and Rich were chatting about, as well as the American version, which has to do with, I think it's to do with gating. So LUFS, that blew your mind, didn't it? We've not even spoken about this. LUFS can be tricked by having gaps of silence.
Of course it can.
LKFS can't.
Right, I've got to download a new bloody plugin. Fuck you too. He loves this. He sits at home like, I know he does.
The thing is, we were checking out all of it. He's been checking out loads of his old tracks, and I've been checking out our tracks.
It's like having like a great production uncle or something. He's just like in the background, like, "Hey boys, here's the science."
It is brilliant though. He pushes me onto so many things that I would otherwise totally forget about. The whole dithering, we don't dither at all now.
He pushes me to think about things that I would just like flat out refuse to think about unless someone who I respect thinks about them, like him. So like it takes someone like that to get me to think about stuff like that. I have to like the person.
Yeah.
None of my uni lecturers could do it, like, because I just don't. I was just like, no, I was drunk as well. I was really, really drunk. Anyway,
it's one of those things. It's tough. So we were talking before about when he was remixing Bangin' and Mindset for us. He was trying to hit minus 24 LUFS. And we were talking about that. We were talking about our tracks usually hitting somewhere between minus 5 and minus 9 LUFS, roughly. But the new EP, we're mastering at minus 14 now. This was the breakthrough this week, so everyone out there, minus 14. So pick one of our tracks. What should we take? Should we take Falsehood because it's in the middle? Let's drop it in, and this website, loudnesspenalty.com, tells you what the different streaming services will do to your track.
It doesn't upload them.
It doesn't upload them. It just processes them. Yeah, I know that's true because my upload speed isn't that quick.
Yeah.
So here we go. Bam. Here's our minus 14 LUFS versions of Falsehood. YouTube are doing nothing. Spotify are plus 1 dB. So
we'll bang this penalty link in the description.
Yeah, all links in description as always. Spotify are raising the volume, so that's not too bad. That's the lesser of two evils. Tidal are doing nothing. iTunes nothing. Amazon nothing. Pandora gaining again. What's that down arrow though? That's confusing.
Yeah, that ruined your brain, didn't it? I heard your brain malfunction when you learned. Yeah.
And Deezer minus 0.4. Because it says minus when it's minus. It can't be plus. Oh, it's just whatever one you're hovering. So it's just what one you're.
All right, nice one.
It's just what one you clicked on. Right, all right, we get there. So LUFS minus 14 LUFS. If you want to know more about LUFS, we'll probably do a live stream.
I still say minus 9 between minus 9 and 14 because the guy in my one said you're not going to have any issues between he says don't master louder than minus 9, so I essentially take what he's saying from that is between minus 9 and 14 your music will be unaffected sonically, audibly.
Yeah, I suppose if minus 14 is doing this, the minimal damage, then I suppose what he's saying is up to -9 is negligible damage, and then above there is going to be perceivable damage.
And I think his main thing was like make it the same as the rest of your tunes as well.
Yeah, I think this is the one thing that we were talking about.
I think what we ended up with is we had to move ours slightly because we were within the dynamic range where we were getting affected.
A little bit of squish, yeah.
What we did is we moved into that Goldilocks zone of between the 9 and 14 where it doesn't seem to. If you are gun to the head told to put a number on it, which you're not meant to do.
Yeah, that's it. You got to remember this is
why
a
I don't talk about it because I went deeper than everyone.
It is one of those things, you know. They never used to do this, so you're only going to be ahead of the curve by getting used to it now.
Yeah.
Before it comes the new normal, but it sees like we're
80s hip hop tracks aren't like they don't even stick to the time.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, she's on the move.
But I think we should say that we've mastered the loudness wars now, right? There's no. We're not
reasonable grasp on the ever-changing and multifaceted beast that is making your tracks have that bit of extra high end and make them a bit louder.
Well, I feel quite confident in saying we've got to a point where our tracks are loud and dynamic.
Yeah, we started with loud.
We started with loud and squashed as fuck, and now we've got loud and dynamic. And
I have a loud dynamic mix.
You have a loud dynamic mouth.
Dynamic bowel movement. Both of those are good things. But yeah, so this is the game muck about with. But also don't muck about. Don't sacrifice your mix or go mental with stuff. If it's between 9 and 14, just going for 14, it won't kill you. You got a little scope, but also play by the rules.
Yeah, we're mainly trying to. The reason we're so on it is because we want to try and find what's going to be best for all of the releases across the whole label. So anything that we release, or if we have anyone else that comes on board that we release their stuff, we want to make sure that it's not like new artist stuff sounds like shit because they're just not at the right levels.
Announcement. Another piece of mastering knowledge has entered my brain, and there was another figure, and this dude was like, but to get the best effect of the mixture of compression and the dynamic from the streaming services and the dynamic range of your tunes, you are meant to aim for 11.4 minus 11.4. I read in a scroll after like hundreds of tabs, and then eventually it was part of an argument between two mastering engineers, I think.
This is the thing.
They came to the conclusion. Yeah,
I was to say
they came to the conclusion that this sweet spot area weirdness. I think they just said they listened to loads of shit, and they were like minus 11.4. So if you but don't care. Also, if you care too much, you'll ruin everything.
It's a tough one.
I'll let him talk about it. It makes sense better.
Yeah. I mean,
I've just gone all video on.
It's one of those things you can read articles and stuff, but then when you start getting to the nitty gritty and you're in the Ableton forums or you're chatting to people that actually do it, everyone has a different opinion anyway. So, like you said, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. If you have something you're aiming for and you know, just be aware. I thought it was a cool little website. If you want, I think it's about 20, 30 quid.
This is what you should be doing. Anyway, what did you say? The plugin was 30 quid?
I think it's 20, 30 quid for the plugin. And or you can just go to their website and drag and drop. So, right, let me get into
the plugin.
Let me get into a bit of the music news. It's all bloody doom and gloom news. Well, I don't know. Most of it has been for months now. While you're looking at some VSTs, and then we'll get on to some free VSTs and fun stuff. So this is something that's come up a few times, and we've talked about it as well. It is just the MVT, the Music Venue Trust, are calling for 50 million government investment to save the grassroots music sector. So a lot of this is they're just saying that basically, diddly-dee, where is it? I'll just start from the beginning because I can't remember where it was. They want a sector-specific rescue package to help all of the small venues They're proposing a one-off VAT cut in VAT on ticket sales for the next 3 years for venues and promoters. The live industry in the UK, which generates 5.2 billion for the UK economy and a further 2.7 billion in exported revenues, is facing a substantial loss of infrastructure, with 90% of venues and festivals currently facing permanent closure. This would result in a total collapse of the sector and thousands of job cuts, including promoters, production companies, managers, agents, artists, and others, which form part of an interdependent ecosystem that is the UK music industry, alongside the loss of very substantial VAT and income tax receipts by the government. The UK is also the highest rate of VAT on tickets for cultural events for any similar country in Europe, and this proposed cut would ease the intense financial pressure on the sector as it returns to normality. So a couple of my friends are roadies, and another one works for just a haulage company. They literally just take speakers around. That's what they do. They set up, download, and stuff like that. And they were all totally fucked this year. And there was at the beginning of the virus, at the end of March or whenever, there was pictures of their I want to call it a farm, you know what I mean? Their warehouses, their depots, just full of Arctic lorries that are just like, these are all lorries that would have been driving equipment around over these few months. So, there's a lot of money that's been lost, and I think we've said it a good few times, but people aren't just going to be jumping out and going straight back to gigs. Some people will, but I mean, in general, it's not going to be packed like sardines like it was, you know? Every gig that I've been to, even if I go to some shitty underground gig that there was only 50 people there, the train there and the train home is like this, right? Mm-hmm. So people aren't going to be like that straight away. It's going to be a good few people that takes them a while to get back. So I do think a lot of venues are going to take a hit, and something needs to be done, some kind of relief, even if it's just VAT relief or something to help get the less. There's going to be less money taken in by these venues. That's the truth. So any way that we can keep these venues open, every little helps. So this is another little one that we talked about over the weeks that keeps popping up. There's the Spotify suits. They were suing. They were suing someone else. Then someone else was suing them. There's just so many lawsuits going on with Spotify at the moment. US. But Florida-based indie music company Diddly asked a federal judge to dismiss a suit filed by Spotify last month. So he must have talked about that one, calling the company's actions procedurally defective and legally deficient. So the guy who collects the royalties from the pro music rights at Spotify countersued last month after being hit with a lawsuit by a Florida-based firm seeking over $1 billion in damages for the streaming company, claiming, amongst other things, that Spotify had not paid royalties associated with loads of different streams. So they were saying that the streams are fake. They were saying you've not paid it, and then blah 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 blah. But that's just been it's been kicked out now, right? That's what I said.
It's nice to see, to be honest.
Yeah, a load of bollocks, really. This is another one that's come up 3 weeks in a row now.
Is this still happening?
Still happening. And I usually wouldn't care at all, apart from we have the word urban in your last release, and it's like
so we got to talk about it.
We got to talk about it. I mean, again, I'll start it off by, as far as we're both concerned, the word urban refers to a geographical location.
Yeah.
Let's see what this is. Never in my career have I heard black music or urban being talked about this much. That's true. Sean Holiday knows the long-running urban music industry debate better than most, not least as the phrase appears twice in his dual job title, co-head of urban music at Columbia Records, at head of urban music at Sony ATV. Urban music got talked about a whole lot more in a fascinating and at times fiery conversation between some of the US industry's most successful modern black executives this week via a Zoom discussion featuring Holiday and hosted by Warner Records and its SVP, head of urban marketing, Chris Atlas. To put it mildly, not everybody was in agreement over Republic Records' controversial decision to suddenly axe urban from its professional verbiage. Indeed, most execs on the call talked of their fondness for urban and what it means to their career. Republic's move announced Republic's move, announced earlier this month, saw the Universal label slam the use of urban as outdated, while encouraging other companies in the music industry to follow its example. Side note, Republic parent company Universal Music Group, who didn't have a rep on the Zoom call, doesn't seem entirely on board with Republic's move, the Financial Times report. So Republic's banning of urban was the central point of debate during the discussion, which saw the leading execs from Atlantic, Columbia, 300 Entertainment, Human Resources, the Recording Academy, and CMNTY Culture contribute their thoughts. It feels like urban is politically correct way to say black, and doing research, it seems it was formed as a way to make black music and black culture more palatable to white people. I do understand the need for it 40 years ago, but today I find it to be restrictive and outdated. I don't need that word in my title to know that I'm black. Yeah, I could understand that. So who was that?
Yeah.
That was the 300 boss. In experience, urban has been used to keep black executives at a certain level, so we're not able to participate at the highest levels. I really don't know. I don't know about the industry, but that could easily be. It's like, I'm the head of music. And I'm the head of urban music. It's like, if they're using it as a dirty word, then I agree that that shouldn't happen. But this is what we were talking about, though. It's the deep-seated issue. It's not just the problem with calling them urban. You know, by them I mean any urban musician. That's not the problem. The problem is treating them differently because you've called them urban.
That's the issue.
That's
you
the issue.
Up all these tiny... I just worry you clear it, like, and obviously I don't know anything from the side of, like, you know, being a minority or anything, but it seems like, and I've seen with other things, that if you clear up these little issues, the people that cause the issues in the system are still there. So those same racist suits are still there, and they'll just do something else, just as like segregatory or whatever you call it. So it's finding out how to root. We got to now get into these places. Society has to change as well, but there has to be an element of actually rooting these people out of the system, because they are rooted into the system.
Yeah, I don't want to say, oh, it's just a word and words don't matter, because that's not true either. Words do matter.
Moment, yeah, because rhetoric and discourse and stuff at the moment is so important.
Yeah, but then you've got here. It's like urban. Now that urban's more mainstream, I embrace the word. I don't want to shy away from it or feel like I shouldn't use the word. So it was that different perspective from the Columbia and Sony ATV Sean Holiday. So he's like, it's a mainstream word. Everyone knows the word. I embrace the word. I make urban music.
It's clearly a divided issue, and that's the. I mean,
I think really no one actually has a problem with the word urban. It's not being used as a slang word.
Direct.
Yeah, no, the problem is the way that these higher ups are treating not just black people but all minorities within their companies. Like, you know, this is a majority boardroom of white suits who own the majority share of the company and have the say. The problem isn't calling it urban music; it's not giving them the same space in the company, the same voice, same.
If you're looking back to the root cause of the problem, I was watching she was an American school teacher, like older school teacher, and she was explaining that the racism gets built into white people when they're at school. Even the map they look at is like distorted, like for importance and stuff. Like, that's the issue we have in the problem with white racism is it is in everything in white culture.
Yeah, what we know is the map.
Every aspect of white culture, the superiority and the privilege and the confidence of knowing that we are the safest race, I guess, on the planet. It permeates everything we do, the way we teach our kids, everything. So the wordings and stuff, we've got to get the problem way deeper than that.
Yeah,
I think as well.
Yeah, it's not just a case.
What I'm trying to say. Like, it's like a weed, racism, like, or a cancer. It grows back if you don't get all of it. You've got to get the root. Getting rid of the word urban is just cutting the grass. I'm not saying this is unimportant in the slightest, because these things are a byproduct of that systematic. They're the shout out of it. These discussions.
Yeah.
So they have to happen. But it's just the world's on a teetering point now where people are going to start actually now taking action about the issue.
I think so. That's what needs to happen. You can't just.
I think it has to happen. As scary as it is, it now has to happen. We're now in a huge awakening stage, almost a renaissance of sorts.
I think it could be amazing for the industry, though. You know, I think it could be really good.
Could be amazing for the industry, and I hope whatever's birthed out of the chaos is a lot fairer for just people that have been treated like shit all their lives.
Yeah. Right. So next article.
They get some real good years after it all settles.
Yeah. Our next article is something quite interesting, and I think this is all. It sounds like I'm just totally going off tangent now, but I think this could completely still tie in. The last few weeks we've heard Spotify. You know, they're doing their new podcast, their new video podcast series, and they got Joe Rogan as an exclusive thing for his new series. His next season is going to be on Spotify. They've now got a deal for superhero podcasts from DC Entertainment. So Spotify is looking to be a really big platform for podcasts. They're really trying hard to get some good big names in the front.
I wonder if they'll voice cast the podcast as like really hilarious people. Like, so Batman would be Ben Affleck again. You get Batfleck back in the podcast. Who needs that?
But my point is, like, interestingly, with this, continuing with what we were saying, we're getting new platforms like this opening up all the time. And I think this, with big movements happening and new platforms opening up, we've got LiveX Live opening up as well. We've talked about a few times now, which is the pay-per-view live shows. I think there is a potential to actually do some good in the industry and try and open up these new avenues in a safe and fair way for everyone, you know, and actually have... Obviously, there's, you know, Spotify are a business. They're paying DC, they're paying Joe Rogan to get the big dogs on board. You need to pay to get the big things in to make other people want to come through the door. But, you know, Spotify have an opportunity here because they're setting up this platform to make it fair. So this is the thing, we're talking about just a word, whether you use the word urban or not. But if Spotify are now starting the biggest streaming service for podcasts ever, and they decide to axe the word urban, and that is someone's job title who's big in the industry, there are bigger knock-on effects that, like, you know, there's...
I mean, that's the thing. These days, the problem is like the ripples in the pond are like tsunamis, aren't they? Everything's got so many ramifications. That's why people are... And that is why you're seeing this, like, societal inability to move. It's just everyone's so frightened. It's got to this point now, and I'm not saying that it's been done, like... Well, no, I think everyone has been brainwashed on purpose, but that's aside. But like, it's just become this very... Everything is so complex, and everything that everyone does, because it's everyone's everything is like public now because they make it public. Yeah. So you open up everything to... It's like playing Kaplunk, but in reverse. You're not pulling them out. You're just like shoving really
things in.
I don't know. I'm probably having some brain.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So let me stick on with Spotify. We've got loads of Spotify. It just seems like it's Spotify beef. Most of the news that I find is Spotify beef. I don't know why. But Spotify's legal chief is now claiming that Apple intentionally designed a system rigged in their favour. So Apple's behaviour is not an accident. They designed these rules to hurt us and other rivals to their advantage.
Yeah.
So remember last week we were talking about how Apple Music is the biggest streamer in hip hop, and Spotify have kind of come back to that and said, "Here's all the reasons why it's not fair." And I mean, looking at the fact that Apple have ruined cables for everyone. If it wasn't for Apple patenting the magnetic cable, everyone would have safe cables that don't snap out and break.
Another fun bit of Apple.
I don't know. I'm anti-Apple, but you know, I'm sure they're.
Yeah. Another fun Apple dig is they're constantly in war. No, sorry, I mean I've got a Mac there, but I'll take the piss out. So like they've got they're constantly having a war with Gorilla Glass.
Okay.
Because Gorilla Glass. I don't know if this is still going on, but this happened in the last couple of years. Gorilla Glass will will basically give them like the new thickness of glass and be like, look how strong it is. And Apple will just make it thinner and shit to make their phone thinner and just be like, oh yeah, we'll just do that. And Gorilla Glass are being like, you're making our glass look shit. And they're like, we don't care. Also, they launched a computer without a fan.
Yes, that was funny.
100% fail rate.
The thing is, it's like I totally understand Mac, and I've said this whenever it pops up in the Ableton groups, the Mac versus Windows debate. I'm just like, if you want it to work out the box, get a Mac. If you want to fuck around for ages, get a Windows. If you want to fuck around for ages and you know what you're doing, you go Linux. That's basically it, right?
Literally.
So yeah, I think they both have their place, but when it comes to hardware, Apple pissed me off quite a bit. Just with their, that the cable thing really annoyed me. The magnetic cable thing, and I had a chat with someone actually the other day. We were talking about when all of the phone cables, there was an international law that got passed so that all phone cables had to be the same connection, because we used to have millions of chargers for every different phone. So now every phone has the same connection, apart from Apple.
Yeah.
Like, how do they get away? That just doesn't make sense. Like, the whole point is for recycling and to betterment of the planet, and they're like,
yeah, it's really. Oh god, yeah. Oh, this hurts actually. This has just fucked so much up recycling wise. Like, literally, like, these companies don't care about you or like. We are part of a profit death cult. Like, it's literally we are doing. Sorry to come out on it so fucking strong. But
12 episodes in.
A suicidally obsessed profit cult. Like, the god of profit. Just fucking do it! Poison the water system! Coca-Cola.
Oh, yeah. Look, I've got 2 more tabs left and we'll get onto some free stuff. It'll be alright. Woo! It's getting hot in here now.
I'm so difficult with the news section. I'm fucking sorry.
It's alright. I'm trying to
honest God.
I'm putting less tabs in every week.
It's a plural!
Yeah, music week. I've only got 1 tab from them today, and they're just talking about how nothing's going to be the same, and nothing's going to return to the old normal. But it's basically actually quite a nice little article that just says, don't forget about your favourite record shops. Social distancing means it's not going to be the same. Digging in the crate, digging again for your sale records and things like that. A bunch of things have happened after Blackout Tuesday raised vital questions about the lack of racial equality in the music industry. One Little Indian has changed its name to One Little Independent. Bristol's Colston Hall has confirmed it'll finally have a new moniker when it reopens in the autumn.
See people turn up in Newcastle to defend the statue of the Prime Minister that ended slavery.
Big brain time. It
is almost like it has a correlation.
There was a one in... A mate of mine posted one the other day. It was Nuneaton, and it was like 4 guys standing in front of like George Eliot's. It's like that's literally like a transgender... and there's always guys...
Read anything! Read things!
Something, please. Anyway.
Not the fucking Sun, not the Mail. Go to your local... I will fucking lock you in your local library.
So this is what we were saying about the other thing with the urban. It's important. The important points are raised by the show must be paused and the Blackout Tuesday, and they must not be forgotten as the industry returns back to normal. Everyone's in a big rush to open everything up and get things back to normal, but we do have to remember that normal isn't right, and new normal isn't just getting used to COVID.
The system was never broken. The system literally just got found out.
Yeah, it's always like that.
It's always been like that.
So things will go back to normal in a way. Things will go back to normal in a way, but it's going to be a road ahead, and hopefully with some help from the government and help from all of these white suits, fucking collared money men doing their thing, but we'll get there. I think the industry's on its way back.
White suits, collar money men. That's literally the best term. You white suits, collar money men. You just basically bastards. I know exactly who you mean as well. I can picture the geezer. Like, he's got like a special bit in his car for golf clubs.
Yes.
I mean,
and you're literally
he has enough to have a nice car, but he has a nicer car.
And he doesn't want to sign your band because he doesn't even like music.
He does. He doesn't. He just listens to what's on the radio, and then you listen to the radio stations he listens to, and you just want him to not anything. That guy.
Yeah,
white
that guy.
Suit collar man.
White suit collar money man.
Fuck you, white suit collar money man.
Right, so I've got
a song called
white suit
collar money man.
All right, we'll do it. So I've got one more tab, and then I'm hand over.
Collar money man.
Collar money
man. Yeah.
So
we're on it.
I got one more tab to show you before I hand it over, and this is just a little shout out really for my cousin, I suppose I'll call him, my step cousin, my long lost friend. I've not seen him in ages. Got in contact with me because I'm doing all this 3D printing stuff, and he was like, "Oh mate, if you want any like advice or hand stuff with anything, I do 3D modeling and 3D printing." And then he linked me his Instagram, and I was just like, "Oh my god, look at this!" And it's fucking horrible.
It's well good. Ha! That's how I feel.
Innit? It's great. So then I was scrolling down, and I saw this really cool little Plague Doctor, which is based off of some other character from something else. But so I sent him the artwork, and I said to him, "Hey man, can you make us a Plague Doctor, please, or a couple of Plague Doctors?" So
which we then paid the commission for with the merch money.
Boom boom. So hopefully coming soon will be a couple of awesome little. We can have one in each of our studios. But yeah, check out the Clockwork Devil. He does some crazy 3D modelling, and he's starting up a jewellery company at the moment as well, doing the same thing with 3D printing. But he does concept art and animations and stuff like that. It's yeah, really cool stuff. So check him out. And that's me. I'm ready to hand it over to you for a bunch of free shit.
That's great because that makes that really big suspenseful bass sound I accidentally played through the speakers seem like quite professional as a lead into my tab. Don't know if you heard it or not.
I did, yeah. Right, you ready? You just take over the share.
I'll grab the old Screenio Shario. I've got some things to talk about. I'll probably just end up ranting about politics and just the state of the world again, but it's not the end of the world.
Sounds about right.
Really. Yep.
One free thing, two things are wrong with the world. Another free thing.
I'm starting off well. There's a picture of something that looks very much like a plugin on my screen. So that's we're heading in the right direction. I'm going to attempt something new today. I'm going to attempt to bring the tabs below the screen sharing bar, so I don't have to fog about. There you go. We're improving all the time, guys. So hello. I'm James. I'm from Stonx. And these are the tabs that I have collated in the minutes preceding this show. So let's have a look. So this is pretty good. I've just downloaded this, and Ollie was well excited and has done the same thing because he loves a knob.
I love one big knob.
He loves one thing. It's on his audio, it's on his interface, it's on everything, and he's and this is also really, really cool because if anyone, I don't know if this will replace it or not, but if anyone's really upset that they can't afford the Stonx Oxford inflator, this seems to do like a similar-ish thing. Like
we're hoping we can use it, yeah.
Yeah. So this is free today, although it says until June 23rd, but at one point it says just today, so I'd rush and get this today when we put the bloody thing up.
It said today when I did it as well, so.
Yeah. So it's usually worth $49, so we can usually knock off about $50 each. So I'll try and get some money off you. And thanks again to BPD. Thanks, Bedroom Producer Blog. You're the best. These. I don't know who this dude is, but he's a fucking legend. Or she. Sorry. I do apologise. They are.
The industry has to change, man. The industry has to change.
Well, I have to change with it. Not that I was like a ramping misogynist or sexist or some kind of unwoke person before, but even. That's what you got to learn as well. Like, even if you think you're like progressive and stuff, you probably still have shit you need to pick yourself up on. So do it. Don't
or I'll fucking pick you up on it.
Or I'll come round your ass and I'll fucking make you drink your blood out your kneecaps, you cunt.
I'll drink your blood. It just reminded me of that fucking flamingo.
It's bold. Let's talk about the one knob.
Right.
Yeah, so this is usually $49, and basically, it is a little like maximizer, and it's if you sign, I think it's you sign up to Sonic Academy. Let me have a quick look.
Yeah.
So if you go to Sonic Academy, now you don't get scared off when you get to the website and it asks you about plans and stuff. It's not one of the paid plans you have to sign up to get the plugin, so it's okay. So sign up, go to your user area, click on one free reward, go to the bottom. It will say waves knob waving at you gently, phallically in the wind. And then you click on the, so you go through the rewards, go to the bottom of the screen, waves, click on that. It'll make you go through to waves. You'll have to register if you haven't already.
Then you have to download Wave Central.
Yeah, if you have registered, then you're all sweet. And then but if you've registered, you've probably already got Wave Central, but you have to download the Waves control management for Hoogie.
Although, answer me this, someone in the comments, please answer me this. Why the fuck does it 4 gig? Why do I need 4 gig to install it?
And then you can get to the point of downloading it and installing it on your computer and find out for some reason this one knob hyper light CPU intensive plugin is just 4 gig, and no one can. I don't think anyone at Waves will be able to tell me why.
Why do I need 4 gig to install
They probably can
that?
if you're listening. I don't know.
Why?
But yeah, so
it's all the presets.
Because I feel my. Yeah, I go for the landfill storage technique on my computer. There's no real order. So yeah, but this is free. I might even write like a little bit of instructional for the and post it online.
It's needless. It's needlessly difficult for.
Needlessly complicated and massive for a simple piece of equipment, but it's free.
Must be good.
So what are you gonna do? Yeah, exactly. So this might. Yeah, so you could. I'd imagine putting this on like groups and using it to maximize groups and then stuff like that. I'd do it that way.
That's probably that's what I do with the inflator. So if we can not use the inflator and then not have to JBridge, then we've just got a much better workflow.
Yeah, I will try that as well again because I just can't believe that won't drip. We have a version of Oxford inflator that's 32-bit.
It's just so old.
JBridge.
So old.
Yeah, it's just old. And we can't be asked to pay for the 64-bit version, so
we'll just have something else that's free. Look, one knob's free.
So
we'll have that.
Yeah. So have a look at this. Waves are always really good for doing stuff like that. I was looking at this. This is super money off. So this is usually 88 quid. It's like an EDM. I don't like anything that says EDM in the corner, but apparently this is all right. So it's just like a nice beat sampler. Yeah, so it's a nice beat sampler. You've got some nice sustain controls, but it's usually quite expensive. It's got beat repeat functions and stuff. I did actually go on the website and found a little. So if I share my computer sound with you crazy guys.
Hi guys, this is G from Beat Skills.
Hi G.
You can create really nice beat.
Can you turn the volume of that down a little bit?
So drop sampler, you can drag and drop your samples into this layer on the screen.
I can hear it a bit, man.
So you can select the timing. You can even auto.
You can't hear me. It's fucking well loud for me.
A producer which sounds really nice and makes your sounds really gritty.
So it looks like just an inbuilt nice drum sampler, really. And I want to. The reason why I clicked on this though, is because I want to do some tracks where I do all the beats within a beat sampler because I want to like I don't know why. I don't think it will make anything any better.
Just want to do it.
I want to see what's different if I start approaching things from more of imagine you had loads of hardware synths and you were just connecting loads of loops and stuff. I just want to see what doing some more like tracks like that would be because I don't know if you're the same as me, but I write my tracks like stories.
I start from the beginning and just build it all out.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to get some more like loopage because there is a specific sound you get from that like modular kind of loopage kind of thing. So I want to get some inbuilt drum samplers. So this was my reason for looking at this. This seems to be quite a high-end one. Some of the features it has, it's got key switch beat repeats, so you can do that for all the timings you like. No, you can just do it for them.
It's got triplets and dotted though, so it does have all the timings you like, really.
Also, downloaded something like this. It comes with 250 presets with like kicks, snares, hi-hats. If you don't have any really well done drum samples and stuff, this can be a cheap way to get them because you're getting like all the functionality of the inbuilt here
with the samples.
Beat skills, actually. and then yeah, you get the sample as well. So yeah, it looks like a really nice one. I'm gonna pop this in because it's just so much money off as well. It's like 60 quid off. I just want to double check I've not missed anything about it. It seems like quite like this nice interface. You can sort of just
Oh yeah, you can
there's
look.
automatic sample mapping as well. That's quite useful.
The
But you get 10
fundamental
sound bags with it as well. Oh look, so you get hang on. So you get 10 sound bags with it, some of which include like textures, chords, synths. Job's good.
That seems pretty good, yeah.
I might actually. What's this? Oh, she's gone out for a phone. Yeah.
I might actually buy that.
Cigarette to our American listeners, in case you thought I called someone a fag. I didn't.
Just gone out for a fag.
Yeah, just getting out for. Oh, mate, you like honestly, like you say stuff in an English office to American like customer service, and like you'll be chatting to one of your guys like on the other side, and just be like, "Oh man, like I could kill a fag," and they'll just be like, "What?" He's like, "No, dude, no, I am ally."
I could kill a fag. I love it.
Interesting.
So
Quite
funny.
interesting, the little cultural differences.
Funny,
Glad
man.
he cared, to be honest. Glad anyone cares these days. So yeah, have a look at this. Loads of sample banks. I might get myself this.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's got other bits, not just
I'll
drums.
actually do a video which takes you through some of these samples that I recommend one day. Oh, we can talk about that. Oh, that's quite interesting. Oh, fair enough. I've just got some information from my partner. She's got a tab she wants me to attend to at one point.
Awesome.
It's mental health related because she's always trying to help people while I just sit here and try and make fucking horrible noises.
Brilliant.
Oh, just doxed myself quickly. Right, anyway, but I'll grab that in a minute. So yeah, have a look at this. Next one, people talk about this all the time. I always see this. Have you heard about this?
I'm not sure.
So it's like,
Crystals.
It's called Crystals. People seem to really like it. So it's got reverse pitch shifters with reverse delays and reverb. So it's like a multi-effects unit basically, but it seems to have its own like signature sound, which I did find a wee bit of just here. So I actually found some. This is better than the other one I did. So if we just have a listen to these.
Oh, it's that kind of like thing.
Yeah. Is that too loud for you? Is that right?
It's a little loud, but everyone else just suck it. It's not clipping, so.
That did ruin. I thought I'd just play the most offensive sounding one as well, just because it was too loud. So
I could hear that. There were some cool things.
Yeah, it's a pitch, delay, and reverb. And this is down from £89 to £35 at the moment on Plugin Boutique. So this is super cheap. I like the look of this. I'm always looking around because I'm tired of lines. I'm like, oh.
I should not be buying this.
Yeah. So yeah, take a look at this. It's pretty well known. It has its own sort of like definitely signature style sound. It seems to be good for making like ambient evolving stuff, really, stuff like that. You think?
I would. That to me is reminiscent of some of those old Line 6 fucking guitar boxes. You know, those real shit little ones.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of straight away.
So it just gives you all these sounds, or like the Zoom ones. They're even worse than the Line 6 ones.
Yeah.
It's just like they're shit, but they're actually great. They'll give you sounds that no one ever wanted. But
they're shit until you realise they're fantastic. Like,
that's it.
It's like the what's that standardised Bosch distortion metal pedal, which is atrocious until you realise that it's actually pretty good.
The Metal Zone. Is the actual black one, the Metal Zone.
Yeah.
It's like, just sounds like bees. When I first played that, I was like...
I had, oh my god, when I was younger, I had a Digitech death metal distortion pedal, and it was just like, you just put it on, and it was like, how much treble would you like? But that was pretty fun. So yeah, have a look at this, and you can play with 2 pitch shifters at the same time, like your nipples. So yeah.
Sorted.
Next up, these are super cheap. So these have gone down from 154 quid. These are the WA or WA audio or What About audio. And these are 2 sample packs that are super cheap at the moment. So this is the Outlaw Mega Pack. It's for bass house, EDM, future bass house, trap, pop, ambient, hip hop, classical. Classical. That's just, I suppose, yeah. I mean, what does it come from? I'm excited now.
Pumper compression.
So you get, Oh, you got some door templates in there. Lo-fi hip hop 2 sample pack. This is really good for me, actually. It's a transient shaper. This is really good. I didn't realise you got plugins as well. It's $5 down from.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to buy this one and I'm going to blade shout about it. I'm probably going to get this next one as well. So this is the What About Audio Outlaw Mega Pack. Thank you very much, What About Audio and Bedroom Producer Blog. Probably this one was from as well because you're just.
Thank him anyway. I'm sure it's fine.
Oh, dude, yeah, just on everything. So this is the secondary to that. This is down from 76, and this is a vocal. I just want loads of vocal samples.
You don't need vocal samples. You got me and you. You got manipulator as well. You just go.
Hard done. You put one bit of windy singing into a track, and the whole synth line. One of our tracks, Ollie sang a little bit, and I was like, oh, bless him, he's shy. And so I put him all across the track. He's all over it now. So don't worry about us not using our own vocal samples. We do, but I like vocal samples too, because I'm not a fucking prick. Right? So anyway, this is down from 76. I repeat, Oliver, that this is down from $76. And you get 23 vocal construction kits. 22/7 numbers, 227 vocal loops. They are 100% royalty free. Cool. Can you imagine if they weren't? Can you imagine if people just sold sample packs that were like 50% royalty free and they just get sued?
It does happen, dude. Yeah, a bunch of.
But no,
hooky.
Imagine if they labelled it like that.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Like, luck of the draw. It's
no, loads of hooky people do it, but yeah, that'd be really funny to actually just sell it as 10% royalty free.
You samples, which is always important in vocals. As our bass loops and drum loops, and this is mostly a drum pack.
80 drum samples.
Cleverly decided.
Well done.
So from here to here, it's like it's not a vocal pack. Cheers, WA Audio, for the vocal mega packs. Thanks for all these pumping bass loops.
What's the mega part? The mega part. Oh no! Look, it says 90.
You can do. Oi, Gabriel Stolas, Psytrance. I bet he doesn't use samplers. I bet he's sitting at home like these jive ass fuckers.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
Right,
I'd like to see one of his projects because he's got all that really pretty stuff
as well. I can play you this. None of these have volume control, so fucking enjoy this.
What about making your sound better?
What about making your sound better?
All these vocal samples. Can you hear them? Sorry, but if you want to make gaseous sounding.
Well, if you want that, go for it.
Oh, they've all got to start out. That's really good.
Do you want
making your sound better?
Making your sound better.
Alright, some of these might be quite really like Arabic stuff. Can't listen to any more vocals than that. It insists on resetting the volume fader. I thought this would be a really nice addition to my bit. I would play you with some audio. But because everyone refuses to embed like a player that doesn't autoplay or report open a new player at the bottom, these are really cheap and get them. But sort your fucking website out. Right, I like glitch machines because I like glitch because it sounds like things breaking and I'm broken. Convex is cheap. Here's what it fucking sounds like. I bet this will fuck up too. Glitch machines always coming in to save the day. So, guys, this is a big one. This is £6.95.
It's pretty cheap.
Yes. Sorry. So Glitch Machines have been. I downloaded Glitch Machines free bundle the other day, and they have some absolutely fantastic. I really want to rate these. They have some brilliant beat repeaters for drums. They've got Hysteresis is like a multi-wacky delay. You get shit tons of plugins, which I have just overlaid the Lockdown EP. So I've done an overdub of some of these new glitch sounds modulated on the Lockdown EP, which is out the 3rd June month, July.
What?
It's out on the 3rd of July, Lockdown EP, and I'm going to use, I might even try and get a bit of this in it. So this is Glitch Machine's multi-effects processor, designed to facilitate the creation of contorted artifacts, syncopated patterns, and skewed digital textures.
Yeah, we like it.
Based around 3 plastic effects. So you've got a multi-mode filter, a pitch shifter, and a delay. So this sounds like it might do some of the things that Crystal will do, but for even cheaper. Bang.
Yeah, Glitch Machines.
So, if I just play you a little bit of this again. I'm going to use that for that.
They got all those nice, like, stuff that would really just involve you cutting up on the 32s and doing loads of really bollocks.
All their GUIs are really easy to get used to as well because they're all kind of similar.
Yeah, they look really horrible, but actually, if you spend 5 minutes with them,
yeah, they're fine.
They're all right.
So yeah, this is cheap on Plugin Boutique at the moment. Go and get this. This is £6 of your 95. Did I get that one right?
Yeah, we'll dig that.
How are we doing so far?
Totally fine.
Have a look at this. This is sick. I've got a last thing.
This is not. Is this not sick, or is this? Oh, is something else sick?
No, this is no. Yes, I'm just trying to do my job, mate. What the fuck's wrong with you? So this is the Synthmaster player. I love a player because I do a lot of resampling and stuff. So I don't mind using a preset because it won't sound like the preset by the time I get it out there. And if it does, thank you to the person that made the preset. Let's just try and keep this inclusive. But so yeah, Synthmaster are doing their player for £3.95. Their full player. So get onto Plugin Boutique and put all these things in your cart and buy them before you can think about it. Because Synthmaster, super cool. It's one of the highest level of synth that, to be honest, I'd only heard about the other day. But if it's too high, like brow, I just don't know. Like, I just don't. So I think this.
Who uses it? What are these artist testimonials down there? Who's using it?
Who uses it? Armin van Buren.
Yeah.
Fair enough. This guy, he's like 10. Let's have a look. Who uses Synthmaster?
Roger Sanchez. Oh look, it started moving again now.
Right, who uses Synthmaster? What are the artist endorsements?
Who uses it? Maybe writing artist endorsements would have been better, but... Who uses it? I wonder who's got the artist endorsements.
Synthmaster.
Synthmaster. No.
No.
No one.
No,
no one is used. Oh, I think there was something down there.
Only Armin. He's famous though.
He is.
He's bare famous. So he loves it for the FM sound. It's essential for his setup. So this bloke does. And he can help you out.
I mean, Operator does all my FM. So why is it better than Operator?
Well,
that's all I've got to do is say
why is he up there smiling?
Semi-modular, built-in effects.
You're in a boat with it's really nice actually, that bit of the boat, to be honest. Like he's done lovely things with it. I shouldn't really come at your place of living. What about Zed? Ever heard of him? Axwell?
Zed, Zed's Dead, I've heard of. I don't know if it's the same.
Well, hopefully this one isn't. That'd be horrible, especially if we found out.
But this is how we find out.
Synthmaster is quite a high-end plugin, and their player edition is free at the moment. And I'd like to get this because I downloaded a player. I'd like to end my bit on a whinge. I downloaded a plug from Synctronic the other day, and it started causing my hard drive on Ableton to drop out without even. By the way, these are the slippers I wear, just so you know.
Nice.
So I think, what's it called? Is it called Pushing or something? I think it's called something. But they're
I don't know.
misses, but I think they're so comfy and they've got heels on. Have a look at this. We'll get all these in the description. And I downloaded this Synctronic plugin, and it took fucking ages to do it all. And then I tried to launch Ableton, none of my tracks would play. So yeah, I looked up, and it turns out it can only really happen with a dodgy, because my CPU is only on like 15%. So Synctronic, you're giving out a free plugin that mucked up my system. It could be my fault, but I'm not really willing to take any responsibility. So
it's your fault.
And yeah. So it's been, as a catch-up or a roundup for the end of it, we've got my new, I don't know if we ever managed to actually tell you this properly, but me, as in Ashima, has a new EP coming out on July the 3rd. It's called Lockdown. It was written when I was locked down because my temperature is too high. Probably still is right now. Competition is coming to a close, so if you want to get into the Discord, chat.stonx.co.uk, we've got ozone elements and neutron elements. So the mixing and the mastering plugins elements, we've got those for a competition. We have loads of new stuff on the merch store.
We've got a new merch store actually. So talk about it quick. But we had a right old bollocks with our merch store. Well, same URL. Yep, same URL, new store.
Merch.stonx.co.uk. That's merch.stonx.co.uk.
And shop or shop.stonx.
And we're cheaper than we were before in the old place.
Mm-hmm.
So
we've got more variety.
It works for us. And does that ever happen?
We got more variety. We got cheaper products. And now, before, the shop was only in dollars, which was causing some problems. So now it's in dollars.
We should end on full.
Yeah, it's now in dollars, euros, or pounds. Wherever you are, it's local currency. So that works out much better for everyone. It's just, it's stupid, but you always feel safer paying in your local currency because you know your bank's not going to go, oh, what are you doing, freeze it, or any bollocks like that. So, we've got a new store.
Actually, to finish off, because my girlfriend will assassinate me if I do not tell people about this. Right. At the moment, and because we like to talk about mental health, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I will forget. This isn't because I'm trying to be rude. It's because I don't have the short-term memory I will just fail her. So at the moment, Headspace, which is the mindfulness app and service, offering free subscription to anyone who is unemployed or furloughed in the UK at the moment. So go and sign up and see if you can get some calm in your life. So, my girlfriend Lexi cares a lot about people, and so she wanted me to let you all know that you can go and get that help for free if you want. So,
yeah, that's good. That's cool. That's good to know. It's just somewhere that you can...
Don't let me interrupt you again.
No, it's just... it's important as things are all going back to normal, according to everyone. There's a lot of people that aren't going back to normal.
Back to normal for everyone. Some people don't get normal.
That's it. And some people didn't have normal before either, so it's important to not just be like shunting everyone back to what you want them to be like. You know, people are recovering from all this.
I might as well shout about this as well as we're on the charity flex. This isn't a blowing my own trumpet thing. It's just I mentioned it somewhere else and someone else joined up. So, but I've just started doing some befriending service for a local mind charity.
Oh, that was you were chatting to them, weren't you?
Yeah. So I'm doing the EP release because unfortunately my mate passed recently. So I'm doing the EP in relation to mental health and all that kind of stuff. And I will be drumming up hopefully some funds with that through like a Just Giving page or something when working with Buckinghamshire Mind with that. But I've also signed up to be a telephone befriender, which if you've got nothing to do at home at the moment and you're pretty sturdy on the old mental things, like you've done your rounds on the circuit, or you've got a bit of professional experience, either or, then you can sign up and you can do like a weekly phone call. I think it's weekly, but maybe you can do more. I'm not sure. I'll work out the schematics. So you do like a phone call with someone basically who's going through a hard time, and it's not really like therapeutic or anything. You're sort of in between the two, and you're just you're helping them out and helping facilitate them getting the help they can. And you know, if you're unemployed at the moment, it looks good in your CV as well. So it will help you as well. But it's a nice way to sort of give back And so check into that. I'm sure loads of charities do like a befriending service or something. If you want to do any phone help or voluntary work, voluntary, obviously, they can't put money in your pocket, but they might put some soul in your pocket or something. Fill that up, make you feel warm. I've got a huge, empty, cavernous, gap in my soul, which used to be full of beer, so I have to try and fill it with good work now.
Yeah, that's nice.
Part of my program. So, yeah, there you go, guys. I actually follow my steps. So you can do that. You can always be looking at volunteering and stuff at the moment if you can help in any way. Society has taken a big hit, whether you like society or not, or how much you know about it or not. It's taken a big hit, and people need help getting back on the feet. So if there's something you can do and you're able to do it, do what you can, I guess.
Yeah, and then on the flip side of that, we've got our Discord as well. So if what you want to do is make music and you need help, we're helping out do that as well. So come over to our Discord if you want to chat about anything's music. If you want to have a 5-day discussion about luffs.
I'll do both. You can have a 5-day discussion about luffs followed by a 5-day discussion about love.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it all in the Discord. I'll make you happy. It'll be fine. We will get through this, humanity, I think, but we've got to face some facts.
Yeah, man. So we've got we've got a new release coming out in a couple of weeks. We've got more releases. We got videos coming out. We got our YouTube YouTube dedicated content we've been chatting about for ages, and we're finally starting our YouTube dedicated content now. So we've got our first video coming out.
We have a very big moment for Stonx tomorrow now as well.
Our first YouTube specific content is coming out tomorrow in collaboration with an old dear friend of mine.
Very nice man.
Awesome guitarist. So that's really exciting. And then we got more releases. We've got we've got loads of stuff. I just want next week to have happened so we can chat.
I'm fishing live performance a lot. So yeah, but if you want to find out about all of this, the main hub is chat.stonx.co.uk and the merch is merch.stonx.co.uk.
Yeah, or stonx.co.uk is our main site, and you can link to all of our socials on there.
Go to the website stonx.co.uk and you can find everything.
Yeah, you link to all of our socials. We everywhere. Just come find us. Come say hello. We're also
just shout "be everywhere" on our podcast.
Be everywhere. We're everywhere.
We everywhere.
We everywhere. And, we're in the Ableton user groups. If you're ever asking questions and stuff about there, we're just hanging around.
Out for us. We're trying to get people in the user groups. So come and talk to us. Come and interact with us. Listen to our music. Have fun. Learn stuff. We just want to make it happy. Go on the YouTube channel. Learn loads of stuff. We love you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, nice one, everyone. Have a lovely week, and we'll catch up with you later. Bye.
All right, take care. This has been STONXCAST episode 12.
Episode 12. Woohoo!